Hi, this is Mimi Memes. Welcome to Tarot Cards for Humanity. This is the new moon in Capricorn if you follow sidereal astrology, or Aquarius if you follow Western astrology, for January 27th, 28th, 2017. Just for your knowing, if you're doing any kind of magical work, the actual darkest point of the moon will be on the 28th, and the 27th or the 20th, depending upon where you are in the world. Now, Capricorn, if you believe that it's in Capricorn, then Saturn is going to be the major influence. However, Saturn's still an influence if you believe that it is in Aquarius, which is where I stand. And I think that the push and pull of the co-rulership in Aquarius of Uranus and Saturn is very obvious right about now, culturally, politically. So I'm going to call this one for Aquarius. So happy new moon in Aquarius. Let's find out what on a subconscious level we're thinking about. For the new moon, I'm going to do a 3-card spread again, but this time I'm not going to do the supernal triangle. This time I'm just going to do mind, body, spirit, where our focus should be in mind, body, and spirit. I'll be using the Thoth deck. I will also be using the Cartouche for clarification, as well as the runes for clarification. And I'll try to keep this quick. So we'll get started with the full moon being ruled. With the full moon being ruled by both Uranus and Saturn and their respective aspect or attributes. You can expect to feel a bit of a push-pull. You'll feel the expansive, rebellious, new, revolutionary expansion and upliftment of humanity feeling of Uranus, but you'll also feel the restrictive nature of the planet of time and form, Saturn. So you might see this being played out on the political stage. I think it's telling me to pay attention to my counting. I'll shut up. So you'll see a lot of increased activism. That's definitely Uranus in play. A lot of coming together of humanity, as you've probably seen during the most recent cabinet appointment suggestions and some of the changes that our new president-elect has put into place, or is trying to sign into place, and of course the backlash reaction to that. Now, of course, when there is any kind of resistance, whether it's peaceful or not, it is always met with some sort of authoritarian enforcement, restriction. That would be your Saturn. So again, you can expect this energy to affect you as well in a push-pull type of way. You might be thinking, hey, I think I'm going to try starting a new small business, but Saturn will also be sitting there tapping you on the shoulder saying, don't forget, do you have enough money to do this? What are your overhead costs going to be? Think about all the ramifications of your security and stability in form, which is what Saturn is all about, as you make this new leap, new jump, this revolutionary move, i.e. Uranus. Keep in mind both. So I think actually it can be quite progressive, quite helpful, because Saturn's there to keep us in check, and Uranus is giving us the courage and the intuition and the ingenuity to go boldly in new directions. So let's start the reading. I'll shut my gob. Oops. You want to know what Spirit has in store for us. 3-card positions for this new moon period and its shadow period. How will this combination of Uranus and Saturn combined be affecting us? Also, please keep in mind there is also in Pisces a lot of activity with Chiron, the wounded healer, coming in close connection with Venus, which is, as one astrologer very perfectly put it, it's the divine feminine, and you're seeing a big feminist movement at the moment. So, looking at astrology, you could look at your current astrology and pretty much lay it against the news and go, yeah, that's about right. All right. Cut one more time, and let's get started. mind, body, spirit. Interesting. Okay. So, in the section of mind, we got the World card. We got it in the upright position. The World card is, I think we got this last time, in the higher consciousness. So on our mind, what we're consciously thinking about is, which would make sense with Uranus's influence, although this card is ruled by Saturn, starting or ending one cycle and beginning a new one. You're starting an evolution of sorts. A big change is occurring, and that's absolutely concurrent. It definitely matches up with what the astrology is saying. So again, the world is ruled by Saturn, and it is an end of a cycle. You've completed a cycle, and you're getting ready to start again at the Fool, the last card of the deck. So interesting. That's what's on our mind. And again, this is all signs from Aries to Pisces, so everybody. This we have the Prince of Swords, which is some air energy here. The Prince of Swords generally, at least in the Thoth deck, princes are kings rather. So because the knight is held in the highest regard. So in this case, this would be a Aquarius. This could be an Aquarius that you know. So, or you may have to employ some kind of an Aquarian attribute, which would be using logic, intellect, to get a job done. I'm tending to think that our bodies are going to be affected by this, because this isn't the card of Aquarius. I tend to think that we are feeling physically this new moon in Aquarius, where it will be a push-pull. I mean, literally, this is, air is about movement. Air is about movement. This particular card is a fixed sign. Aquarius is a fixed sign. But still, it is about movement, intellect, logic, change. So, again, in the upright position, this is basically telling me that we're feeling the Aquarian effect. We're feeling the effects of Uranus as well as Saturn. So we got over here with Saturn, with the World card, we are consciously taking care of business in terms of foundation, home, health, things like that. We have this on our mind, but also our body is being affected by these changes. So this could mean, and it's in the upright position, so I'm thinking this means changes of a good nature. You might be feeling empowered. You might have your heart and mind engaged together to make a big change. And a lot of people are being pulled in that direction. That's the Uranus, the Uranian energy, the energy of Uranus, pulling you to make change. So we already have Aquarius, and we already have Uranus and Saturn, respectively, represented. In spirit, we have disappointment. This is the Five of Cups in reverse. So we have the Five of Cups in reverse. I'm really sorry. Perspective, you know. And this tells me in spirit that we are letting go of, very much again, as we're being ushered into the age of Aquarius. Aquarius, again, being ruled by both Saturn, which is tradition and form and restriction. And it's also ruled by Uranus, which is the absolute opposite of that. It's about expansion. It's about new things and changing and off the top of the hat, just at any moment in time, things changing. So with that, I think in the spiritual sense, we're letting go of old ideas, old things that perhaps disappointed us in the past, which is very hopeful to me. It makes me believe that since we're willing to let go and think perhaps there is another way, to be spiritual, perhaps there is another way that's more inclusive of all people, and still feel as though I'm doing the right thing as a moral compass. I think that this is a good sign that we're opening our minds, that we are, as we're coming to a conclusion in the mind field, and in the body field, we're feeling the change of the expansion and the literal change of Uranus. That spiritually we're letting go of the old ideas of, oh, I've got to think this way, or if I am this way in my true authentic self, then it's a sin, or if I do this thing or do that thing, it's a sin. So letting that go is actually a very good thing, releasing that. So actually, so far, very good read. Yeah. All right, let's pull in the Cartouche Again, mind, body, spirit. This time I'll pay attention to my count. Two more. All right. Once again, highest spirit, Keter, Amen, however you want to look at it, which tree of life you choose. What do we need to know on a mental level? What are we thinking about, or what do we need to think about? Bring to us the attention, focus our attention where it needs to be, please. Please guide us here. On a mental level. Oop, I got two. I got Thoth and Isis in reverse in the mental arena. So, with the Saturn influence here in our minds, taking care of the physical world, and, you know, having done that, that meaning moving on to the next evolution in life, Isis in reverse sort of shows that we are not paying attention mentally to our spiritual side. We are not listening to our intuition. In addition, we may not even be listening to our rationale. So Isis is obviously in the pantheon, is the mother, wife of Osiris, sister of Nephthys, sister-in-law of Set, you know, and so on. Isis, of course, represents mother, motherhood, intuition, compassion. So either this is toward ourselves or toward other people. We may have our ducks in a row in our mind, but that is not the only thing that we need to have our mind on. We need to have compassion. So when it's in reverse, it's telling us this is something we need to focus on. We need to focus on compassion, and we need to focus on our own intuition. Our intuition is our mind soul speaking to us, and it's far wiser than that ego-driven thing that we use to make decisions on how you balance your checkbook and so on. Not that I would know. But then in addition to that, not only are we really not using our intuitive mind, see, this is Isis. Oops, I'm sorry. Isis, and we had her in reverse. Isis is the throne maker. In this situation, so what we need to do is turn that around. We need to change from just thinking about the logistics of things and what we think we've got a hold on, and that we're completed with this evolution, and that's it, that all things are covered. We need to also be listening to our spiritual side, to our intuition, because that's the true compass. We also received Thoth in reverse. And again, in the pantheon, this is the, what is it, Ibis, I believe, is his head. He's the scribe of the gods. He is the scholar. The Caduceus here is his symbol. And Thoth, in this perspective, in this respect, would be about using our rational mind. He is about law. He is about medicine, alternative medicines. We have him in reverse, and this has to do with mind. So because he's kind of, this is your smart guy, this is your scribe, this is your record keeper, this is your doctor, this is your lawyer, right? We're not paying attention on a rational level. We're not thinking, again, clearly. We might feel that we've come to the end of a revolution. We might think that we know it all, but seeing these two cards in reverse tells me that we are thinking solidly, and with Saturn thinking absolutely as if that's it, and that's not it. Also, Saturn gives us an opportunity to make a moral decision. In other words, it's asking you, you know that long-term goal you had of being CEO of your company? Are you sure you want that? Do you remember that long-term goal that you had of, I don't know, marrying Brad Pitt? I don't know. Do you still want that? And the reason that Saturn is asking us this, particularly with Saturn and Uranus, is that literally anything can happen. This is a great time for manifesting. So with Saturn saying that to us, we're not paying attention to our intuition in the process. So when Saturn asks us that moral question, do we really want to be the CEO of that particular company? We need to engage that intuition and say, Well, my heart's telling me maybe not. My heart's telling me I don't like some of the things that that company does. Not only that, we have not been engaging our rational mind, our learned mind. So we need to also engage that as well and say it's not just about stuff and things. What rationally, what logically, outside of the heart, just strictly mind, what are we overlooking in this picture? So again, in mind, we can't be sitting on our laurels here with the end of a revolution, with having it all together, with thinking we know it all. We need to engage the intuition, make sure that we know that what we're getting is what we want, and we need to engage logic. Apparently we're not doing that, so let's do that. Okay, on the body, physicality, where we live, where we are we healthy? Spirit says we are lacking ambition. We received fire, another card in reverse. Here's fire. This could be a fire sign as well. Could be talking specifically to fire signs, but because it came in reverse and it came as a general reading, we're talking about all signs now. I believe we're lacking motivation. I believe that we have, again, back here at our mind, we have some things that we want. We have some things that we know that we want, and we're sure of them, but we need to rethink them. And when we do rethink them, we need to find the fire, the positivity, the creativity to make it happen. When it's in reverse like this, we're lacking this element, so we need to engage this fire. This could also mean, on a physical level, mind, body, spirit, we might need to work out. We might need to take care of our physical bodies and become a little bit more active. Okay? So something to think about there. And again, these we got in reverse. I'm just turning them around to let us know what we need to focus on. We need to focus on intuition when it comes to what we're thinking about. We can't just rest on our laurels, and we can't just rest on the here and now and the decisions we've made in the past. They may not still serve us. So engage the intuition with that and engage the logic with that. Also with the body, we received fire in reverse, which is telling me we're not showing a whole lot of ambition, and perhaps we need to get the internal furnace moving. That could mean exercise, improving our metabolic rate. Okay? As if you can answer me. Oh, I'm going a long time now. Okay. Last one, spirits. What do we need to know? What clarification do we need to make? What do we need to focus on for spirit? Oh, there we go. Huh. Very interesting. Very much like in the full moon reading for Cancer/Gemini. This month in spiritual, we got the Buckle of Isis again. Buckle of Isis is the 25th card in the Cartouche, which is about loyalty to family, loyalty to loved ones, and it's landing in the spiritual realm, which is about intuition. It's about compassion. It's about nurturing. It's about loving, truly loving, not romantic love, but agape love. Okay, and we got it upright, so that means we're focusing spiritually on it. Spiritually, we seem to be doing, pretty well here. We know it's time to possibly move on and explore other alternatives for our moral compass, and it looks like we're keeping in mind the things we need to, which are loyalty to our human family and beyond, our sentient family. We're also keeping in mind compassion and nurturing and love and engaging those more feminine qualities here. Because again, the Buckle of Isis tends to be mother. Isis, again. This is her buckle, and it looks very vaginal. Okay. Now, let's go with a rune. Alright, so in the mind. I'll pull with my left. In the mind, what do we need to know? That's interesting. So, we got Manes. We got it in reverse. Let me see if I can show that to you. Yeah. There it is. Manes in reverse is, well, Manes upright is humankind. It's the human family, which is quite appropriate right now. We have it in reverse. I think we might be having a tendency here to, when we have it in reverse, it's really reminding us, number one, that when we act selfishly, when we act as though we're absolutely sure and that we know it all, and when we put blinkers on, like a horse, a racehorse, and we close our mind off to any other possibilities. When we do this, when we've made up our mind about a person, a thing, several bad things happen. Number one, you're on your own. You might think you have a crowd or a tribe that believes the same way you do, but when you close your mind to everything. You close yourself off. Remember, the other person, other people are simply a mirror of yourself. So if you don't like something in someone else, it's actually a reflection of something in you that you need to address, as in the shadow. So when we see Manes in reverse, it's pretty much telling me that we need to refocus on the other. We need to refocus on humankind. This also in reverse means people are misleading us. We may think we've got it made. We might think we know it all, and that our source of information is the right source of information. But I'm telling you, when it's in reverse, somebody's misleading you. And politically, well, that's loaded, isn't it? So let's start listening to other news outlets. Let's start listening to other people's perspective. Let's open our eyes a little bit, mentally. Too much Saturn, not enough Uranus. All right, so that's mind. Let's go with body now. Oh, it's getting to be long. Sorry, guys. Here we go. We got Lagaz, which strangely enough is all about intuition, psychic abilities. Why it's in the body, I'm not really sure, but I think what it's telling us, perhaps it's telling me as the reader, that this is the right thing. We need to be watching our health. We may be needing our health. We may be needing a level of fitness. We may be needing our physical faculties more as these changes happen, as Uranus pulls and Saturn pushes, or vice versa. You know what I mean? So as these changes occur, as things are happening and moving and fast, they are continuing to happen fast. I believe we definitely need to be looking at our fitness, our health. Yeah, get a regime going collectively. Health is important. I think we need to start moving our bodies. That includes me. All right, last one. Again, sorry it's going so long. Get a little verbose sometimes. Talky, bloody. Here we go. All right, we got Wunjo. Again, in spirit. Spirit's been coming through very nicely for us, so at least on a spiritual level, we're supported. Wunjo is good things happening, good fortune. Here's Wunjo. Kind of looks like a golf flag. Oh, I'm totally off camera there. Can you see? It looks like a golf flag. We got it in the upright position, and it is. It's good fortune. It is positivity. It is receiving good things. It's gains. So again, with this change, with this releasing of old ideas, releasing of old spiritual, religious concepts, making changes, embracing more people, being more nurturing, being more compassionate, i.e. the buckle of Isis. With this, we're going to find that Spirit rewards us. Spirit rewards us with gains, with psychic abilities, with peace, love, and understanding. I'm like an old hippie. All right, so that was it. Under 25 minutes. That's a little bit okay, I guess. So this again was the full moon. The new moon in Aquarius, I'm going to say. But if you follow sidereal alone, that will be Capricorn. Again, remember that push-pull energy of Saturn and Uranus you're going to feel, because Aquarius is ruled by both of those planets. Just try to ride through it. Possibly engage your body a little more. It's a good way to get rid of some of the mental tension that occurs over here, because there's a lot going on here. We had two messages. We need to engage our logic. Thoth says we need to engage our intuition. Although, you know, we seem to be coming to the end of a revolution or an evolution with the world ruled by Saturn. That's not all that there is. We need to engage these other two things. And with men as in reverse, we need to start thinking and listening to other people, other opinions. We may not know it all. Right? That's very important. All right. So, oh, it is 25 minutes. Poop. Okay. Well, thanks, guys, so much for your attention if you hung out with me. I'll be doing the astrological one, the February astrological sign readings. Similar format, although I think I'll do something like a Celtic cross or an elemental spread for those. And that will start on February 1st. I should start uploading those. So, thanks so much for your time. Have a good one.